Welcome back, everyone. It's not Necromonday. It's not even Blood Monday, Blood Bowl Monday. No, none of those work. None of that works at all, which is kind of the same right here. I can't think of anything that's good for the Old World Monday. The Mold World? This is a disaster. So, there's a new model out for the Old World, or at least revealed for the Old World. Out suggests it's available right now, which of course it isn't. These things never are. But this is Burlock Damminson, which, I'm not going to lie, I feel like Damminson is a good dwarf name, but there's just something about it. The double M really throws me, and I can't really work out why. Anyway, Burlock Damminson is a dwarf engineer, and frankly, he looks pretty damn cool. Very over the top, and you're probably thinking to yourself right now, boy, it would be nice if there were bigger pictures on Warhammer Community. And I completely concur. I actually saw the other day someone was complaining about the fact that when Games Workshop do these reveals, when they show these models off on the Warhammer Community site, the pictures are really low res and tiny. They're not actually that low res, but they are tiny because the new layout of the website kind of constricts everything into this very small column where there's quite a lot of space off to the right and a lot of space off to the left, where previously there wasn't really much of that going on at all. Luckily, there is a way around that, because instead of just looking at it in the article, if you open it in a new tab, you actually get to see the full resolution of the picture, which is still not massive, but it's a damn sight better than that. That, teeny tiny, no good to anyone. That, not too bad. Anyway, this is Mr. Damminson himself, and overall, God, there's a lot going on. I do like it, right? This is quite a fun model, but it's so busy. It's so very, very busy. I mean, it's appropriate that it's busy because he's an engineer and he's covered in gubbins and devices what he's made, right? That totally understandable, I get it, but there's a lot going on. There's a good amount to contend with here, not least the absolutely glorious moustache there. Look at that moustache. Look at it. Insane. So well groomed. He's basically got a full head of hair coming out of the gap between his nose and his top lip. It's so voluminous. It's just got so much volume. There's so much grooming. It's a luxurious bit of facial hair going on there. I mean, that's before we even get anywhere near the beard. The beard is also absolutely massive, but I have to say, I think for this specific instance, this is a dwarf who has focused time and attention on the moustache, and maybe left the beard sort of just to do whatever it likes, and he looks all the better for it. I'm loving the miscellaneous lenses on one side of the helmet there. It looks absolutely fantastic. The spike on the top of the helmet, I'm assuming it's on top of the helmet. It's a little difficult to see properly because there's quite a lot going on behind him on whatever that sort of power pack backpack thing is. I'm assuming the spike is on the helmet. It's extremely over the top. That is an insane amount of spikage right there. That's got to add a good few pounds to the weight of that bit of headgear, and it cannot be comfortable. The gun looks really fun, but then I do quite like the sort of dwarven guns, whether they're handguns or more sort of rifle/flintlock style things. They all look super chunky and kind of ornamental, but mostly just big and threatening. I have no idea what sort of projectiles that thing fires. The shape of it kind of suggests probably bullets of some kind, but then there's a big tube going into the backpack, so, I mean, who knows? The hammer is fantastic. So extra. Big rune in the front of it, on the head of the hammer. It does look like there is a contraption built into it, so is it effectively like a fantasy power hammer? Does it maybe, move the flat bit when you hit people? Does it do the thing out of Iron Man where it repeatedly punches things when you hit them with it? Because that would be silly, but I would also quite enjoy that visual. It would appear that it's also attached to that big backpack that we can't see properly, sadly. I have already scrolled down the article, and there doesn't seem to be a rear view of this model, which is, I mean, it kind of sucks, I'm not going to lie. I mean, seriously, look, as you go down, you've got a nice picture of him there, with range-finding optics. You've got an older picture of the old model from 1993, good lord. But can we see what's going on the back of this thing? No. Come on. Is it too much to ask? If you've got the time to take a picture from the front, clearly the whole thing's painted, right? This is a gripe now. This has become a thing to complain about. Clearly, someone has painted the whole miniature. If you're going to take a picture for the article, surely you can get one from the front, one from the back. I don't think it takes that much extra time. Now, admittedly, I'm not photographing models on the daily for a, multi-billion pound corporation or whatever, but whenever I'm photographing a miniature that I'm painting or have painted, I generally take the picture, and then it's like the work of an extra 10 seconds to just turn it round. I mean, there's probably post-processing stuff they need to do, and they need to be like PNGs and cut out the background and all the sort of that. Like, I'm sure there's a lot that goes into it more than just the kind of, throwing your post up on social media and going, oh, here you go, here's a model I painted like last night or whatever. But I feel like the effort's gone in. The whole thing's been painted. The entire miniature has been created and just put out there as a way to generate interest. Let's have a rear view on all of them. I don't know why there's a distinction with some of them getting a rear view and some of them not, but I feel like they should all get the rear view. Anyway, it looks good. I just want to know what's happening behind, There's clearly tubes going to the weapons. We've got a couple of sort of chimney style, exhaust things going on. There's a little cask of some kind with a stopper in the top. What's the blue stuff? What's the blue thing back there? Is it like a cloak? Is it a cape? What is it? We don't know. It's impossible to tell because there's no picture of the back of him. But why not? Plus, I think in this situation, getting a good rear view of the model would explain a lot of the extra bulk and busyness, because without that backpack, it actually wouldn't be as complicated a model as it first looks, but there's definitely a lot going on back there, and I think it's fair to want to see it, It's fair to say that he's definitely received a bit of a glow-up, although it's nice to see that the gigantic moustache has been a constant. They've kept that there. Also, look, this is a nice touch. The gloves on the new one, green. Glove on the old one, green. Now that's just a small thing. I really like that they've kept that consistent. That's a lot of fun. He does also seem to have a power fist in the old model, and he definitely does not now, but he does have the Giganto Hammer of Death. So I guess, swapping one blunt instrument out for the other. If you're wondering what all of those lenses and stuff do, the range-finding optics means that unless Burlock is fleeing or engaged in combat, once per turn during the shooting phase, a friendly unit of Quarrelers, Thunderers, or a Dwarf War Machine that is within his command range can either re-roll any rolls to hit of a natural 1, or re-roll a single artillery dice. In addition, Burlock and any unit he has joined do not suffer the usual -1 to hit modifier when shooting at long range, so that's fun. Overall, I like him. I think it's a good model. I just wish we could see him from a few more angles, but then I kind of feel like that with a lot of the stuff they show off, so that's not really unique to him. And he is definitely quite busy, but in quite a fun way. But it'd be more fun if we could see all the busyness. I'm not sure how to phrase that in a way that doesn't sound dodgy. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this now, what does that even mean? If you're watching this around before 8 PM UK time tonight, then I'm streaming at that time. If you're watching this after that stream's finished, you missed it. I don't really know what else to say. It'll probably be up as a VOD. This is the worst link to something else ever. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for later, or not, or the next video, or if you... I'll see you later.